So you said calling out, kids calling out is of concern. So the issue here was kids calling out. And I said, why is that of concern? And you say? Because they're not listening. And I say, and what's the problem with them not listening?
They don't know what they need to do. They keep asking the same thing over and over again.
So they will be disadvantaged by not knowing what to do because they're not listening. Okay, so you're telling me that your concern stems from either they're not listening to me, meaning it's got something to do with you, or they're not going to know what to do, it's your concern for them. How does that balance out, do you reckon? Which one's more predictive of you? Are you more concerned? Now that would be the next question I have to ask you to think about, so I won't because it's too complicated. But someone else give me another thing that concerns them in terms of management.
Physical aggression.
Okay, physical aggression towards other students. Or themselves, self-mutilation or something. Okay, why is that of concern to you?
Because it's affecting the safety of everyone around.
Okay, so the impact on the other kids, self-mutilation though?
Emotional safety of everyone around.
Okay, emotional safety. Good, so that's clear. Somebody else?
With that first one, sorry, with the first comment.
Yeah. Cool.
It's a double-edged sword though, because it increases your stress levels because you cannot get you can't actually finish anything without somebody interrupting you. And then not only are they not being able to understand what's going on, all those other kids around them who are trying to actually, sort of get started on whatever we want to do, simply cannot get it
Yeah.
on because they're so distracted by, the fact that you constantly have to stop and remind them, about the school values, about our class values, about caring for others and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes it's almost an involuntary response from the kids who are doing the calling out. It's such a learned behaviour for them that they actually find it extremely difficult to stop.
Yeah, and I'm going to reframe that eventually. I'm going to say it serves a need. So we don't ever do... Now, you're going to find that interesting when I say it serves a need because I'm going to ask in this group, is there anyone here who loses their keys constantly? It serves a need. No, not kidding at all. If you do anything, it serves an initial need, but if you do anything constantly, it serves a chronic need. By definition, whatever it is, according to the theory I'll bring forward. You don't do anything by chance, we are not randomly programmed just to do stuff. We do things that meet our needs. Now, we can meet our needs for self-harm too, but it meets... So, by the time we get to D's, it's going to get quite complicated in a way, but we're not there yet, so you can relax. Now, I'm going to assume that you find these stressful for one of three reasons or a combination. One, it's a threat to you. And now that could be the other kids are going to see that I can't handle this kid. Even that level of threat, a psychological threat that he's going to call me a fuckwit or something horrible. And what are they going to think of me? Right? It could be, let me see, it's not a physical threat, but the emotional threat to you. And it could be, as we said, you're meant to look after those people and you're not. So your concern is that you're not able to protect their needs and yet you feel you should be able to. So the theory is, how do you respond? That's more interesting. Now I'm going to write down some of the things you do when you are stressed to help deal with the situation in any way, or not even to help deal. What do you do? If you've got a really bad situation, what do you do to deal with this? Anyone want to yell one out? Anyone want to say drink? Yeah, okay. What else? Huh? Let it pass over? Go on. Block it off. Block it off. Ignore. It's called ignore. Ignore it. Consciously block it. Anything else? Okay. Walk away then. Reflect on it. Problem solve. Come back. Don't get sucked in. Yep. Okay. What else? So that's sort of like, don't take it personally. So you reframe it in some way. What else? I'm going to show you 15 things you can do. And I'm going to ask you which you do. So get ready. Basically, it's going to fit this pattern. And I'm going to look at 15 ways of coping, okay? And I'm going to ask this question. Because I'm going to go back to that diagram and I'm going to insert coping between stress and classroom management to see if coping can predict the way you will behave in the classroom. So I've taken 15 ways of coping, and here they are. And you've got to write down anything that you see that relates to you. Now, if you're really clever, you'll draw 2 lines because you do you and your partner. Okay, and you'll learn something about your partner as you go. So the first one is seeking social support. Getting involved with others. 2, being even more conscientious. Throwing yourself into the work. 3, spending time with close friends. These are all standard sort of responses. Only write down the ones that pertain to you. Excuse me. 4, get together with a group to deal with this. 5, get sick. Mondayitis. Take a sickie. Worry. That one really appeals to me, I must say. When I was teaching at St Arnold, I started too easy with the group, and they took ownership of me. As my son would say, they own you, you know. I was sort of gentle and too gentle, obviously, at that stage. It was my first year of teaching. And so I would wake up and I'd be sort of chirping around the place, thinking it was Tuesday, but it was Wednesday. And then it would suddenly hit me, it's Wednesday, I've got them twice today. And from that minute, the day was ruined. You know, I couldn't think of anything else but this class I was going to have to walk into at certain times in that day. So it just takes over your mind. It was really interesting. Luckily, they moved me after 6 weeks. Wishful thinking. The best one I've heard for this, by the way, is a teacher I interviewed who said, wouldn't it be nice if Jason got hit by a bus? Isn't that cute? And he didn't want him dead. He said, not dead, not dead. Just hospitalised, you know. If you're out of action, you're out of the classroom and, 6 months, see the end of the year, it'd send work, mark it, it'd be fine.